All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back to our week 3 series, what to do when you don't know what to do. So, diving right into it, we all have decisions that we have to make every single day, and they're very simple decisions: what to eat, what to wear, what to watch, what to do. Very simple things, but sometimes the decisions we have to make are a lot more complicated and a lot more serious. So, in those times, we have to make a decision. We have two choices: do one thing or the other, and a lot of those decisions could be the right thing or the wrong thing, morally speaking. Which just brings us to our big idea for this week is when you don't know what to do the next right thing. So obviously that is something that is very simple. Of course, we always want to choose the right thing to do. Example, someone drops a $20 bill. Of course, the right thing to do is to give it to them instead of taking it for yourself. But sometimes the choice isn't that simple. Sometimes these decisions that we have to make are a lot more complicated and they have more consequences to them. Such as if we're with our friends and we have to make a decision, they perhaps tempt you to do something that you don't really want to do. Sometimes those choices don't have to do with friends. Maybe they're with family, or they're at church, or whatever it may be, just in your everyday life. We have to make decisions, and it's not so easy. But of course, we always want to do the right thing, but it's not so simple. But that leads us into our story about Joseph. Last where we left off, he was sold into slavery, and now we're talking about what happened to him afterwards. So after Joseph was sold into slavery, he basically was put into work and was working for an officer of the Pharaoh. And obviously, an officer of the Pharaoh has a lot of power. Whatever the Pharaoh says is done. And if you mess up, that could probably cost you your life. But God was with Joseph, and when he was working with this officer's name was Potiphar. God was with Joseph and blessed Joseph. And this officer, Potiphar, saw this. So he left Joseph in charge of his household. And with Joseph in charge of his household, God was blessing Joseph, and in turn was blessing this household. So with this officer seeing that the Lord was with Joseph, he left everything in his care, his household, everything he owed or owned, he left with Joseph because he knew that it was going to get blessed. Things were pretty good with Potiphar, this officer, but things took a different turn with this officer's wife. Took notice to Joseph and basically kind of wanted to cheat, and Joseph was left with a choice to make, to be with this woman or to not. And obviously there's consequences to that decision. He could say no, but obviously there could be consequences with that. Being the wife of someone that has a lot of power could be very serious. You'd be punished, thrown in prison, or even killed. But obviously, if he didn't choose that, there could be a lot of consequences with that as well. Same situation. So he was left a choice of what does he do? And it was probably a very tempting situation for him, but he chose not to. So Joseph decided not to give into this temptation because he didn't want to disrespect or betray his master, but not only his master, but betray God, to sin against God. And Joseph made this decision not based off of the consequences or the outcome, but based off of what was right. He did what was right in God's eyes, and he entrusted God with the outcome, no matter how bad it may be. It was a challenging and very complicated situation, but he trusted God with it. So this leads us into our everyday lives. Obviously, we know we have to make the right decisions, no matter what the situation is. So this leads us to what we can do to help us with these decisions that we have to make. So the first thing, we need to surround ourselves with a good group of people, good group of friends, godly friends. In Matthew 18, verse 20, it says, where 2 or 3 are gathered as my followers, I am there among them. So when you have a group of godly friends in a group together and you have to make a decision, God is going to be there directly with you and your friends together in that decision. So you're not alone. So it's very important to have a godly group of friends so that they can help you with the decisions that you get to make in your life. So it's good to think about the friends that you have now. Are they friends that just tell you just to make the decision, just don't think about it, just do it? Or do they tell you, let's stop, let's think, maybe that's not the right thing to do, let's just talk about this. But it's also good to evaluate ourselves. Are we that good friend to our friends? Do we tell them to stop and wait and just think about it? Let's pray about it. Let's just stop for a moment and think. Because we want to be a good influence to our friends and we want to help them make the right decision as well. So get a good group of friends that will help you with these decisions. Second thing, we need someone that is older and with more experience to help us with these decisions. Of course, it's great to have an awesome group of friends to help you with things, but a lot of times you and your friends are going through the same thing for the first time, and you need someone that's been through that specific thing when they were younger and they have the experience and they know the outcome, the consequences, and just all the mess that comes with these things. So it's good to have someone that is older and can help guide you through these things. When I was in high school, I didn't really seek out any help from any of my leaders, and that was probably a bad thing. I made a lot of dumb decisions, especially when it came to my dating life. I didn't really seek any guidance. I kind of just did whatever, whether or not it was right or wrong, and I paid the consequences. I paid the consequences for it, and that could have been avoided if I just sought out some help. And the same thing goes with us, with me, the rest of the leaders. Leaders need leaders as well. We need people to guide us as well, just as much as we want to guide you guys. We want to help you guys, but we're also getting help as well. And the last thing is, of course, prayer. We say it a lot, we say it often, but it's because it's true. There's power in prayer. We believe God is a God of miracles, a God of wonders, and that He could work any situation for the better, whether it's a life-changing decision or if it's something really simple and nothing crazy. We still believe God can do awesome things through it, can make a way. So when we think about the right thing to do, even though it's super cliche and it's like the churchy answer, Jesus is always the answer, but it's very true. He's always the answer in everything that we do, whether it's simple, whether it's complicated, it's always the answer. The answer is always to run to Jesus. So when we don't know what to do, the next right thing to do is run to God, run to Jesus. And no matter how complicated or how simple or whatever it's in between, run to God, whether it's through prayer, reading the Bible, seeking guidance from a leader. The decision is always God. And there's no need to make it more complicated than that. Jesus is always the answer. So when you don't know what to do, the next right thing to do is run to God. So that's all I have for you guys. Just one announcement. June 12th, we are back in Ignite. Invite a friend. But if you can't make it, we still miss you and we still love all of you very, very much. Have a good day and like, comment, and subscribe.